So, I want to talk about a game called Nosgoth. Now, Nosgoth was a game that I remember playing, and many of my friends remember playing from way back when, 2015, 2016, and it was really quite interesting, right? It was a 4v4 vampires versus humans arena-based team deathmatch, or a survival. There was a couple of different modes. It was really, really interesting because you had these flexible, interesting classes that you're seeing coming up on the screen here for both sides, and me and my friends would jump on, we play a few rounds, and we just chill. It was a great time. But what happened? Because all of a sudden I remember looking on the Steam library and it wasn't there anymore. So my last played my last plays date for Nosgoth was February 12th, 2016, right? And I played a little bit, right? I played a little bit, but I didn't really get a lot of chance to play the game. And then all of a sudden I couldn't play it anymore. So what happened? Well, let's just give the background to this. So Nosgoth was developed by a company called Psyonix and published by Square Enix for Steam, right? It had influence from previous games developed by the same development team, etc. But development starts in 2013-ish, and late 2013 you could register for a beta or an alpha even, and then in early 2015 you could register for an open beta. This is the early access. Now, key point here, this was a free-to-play game, and back then we didn't have battle passes, we didn't have all these cosmetic based systems, so you didn't have to pay to win. This game very much bought into the you buy classes, you buy features, that's how you get the better of other people. So already quite a bad tactic to keep the player base interested there. So 2015 is when the open beta begins, and then all of a sudden, a year and a little bit later, the game shut down. Okay, that's a bit strange. So the game actually fully releases in April, and then the next month it's shut down. What went wrong? A little bit after that, all of the official forums are shut down. There's no communication between the player base and the development team. Okay, what is going on here? Do we even know? Now, Nosgoth wasn't exactly unknown to the YouTube world, to the internet world. It actually had quite a fair few prominent figures playing it. It's actually even got a playlist which literally just shows all the community videos and coverage that this game has had. There's names like PewDiePie. That was obviously the big one, the big cheese of all the YouTubers. The Oxcash were playing it. I love those guys. 8 years ago. All these different first looks, this coverage, Mini Lad, all that age poorly. Angry Joe Show, played it twice and gave a review of both phases of the game. There was a development journey. There was trailers. The main trailer of which now has 1 million views. Gameplay footage. This was managed well, and it just went. So let's have a look at the Steam charts. So this right here is when the open beta begins. So all of this is closed, so we don't care about these numbers really. They're not accurate. So 2015, it's going pretty well. 6,000, this is to be expected. 4,000, this is to be accepted. 5,000, it's gone up a little bit, quite impressive. What happened between April and May 2015? I'll tell you what happened. This is when the monetization scheme was announced, and they lost a quarter of their player base. That is insane. So they sort of hold a retention between 1,500 to 2,000 pretty reliably until we get to April 2016. And it fully releases, and this is their full release numbers. It goes down. That is terrible. And of course, the next month, the servers are shut down, and the gameplay base is pretty much dead. And that is the story of Nosgoth. It just didn't have the traction to keep going. The payment systems were just not good for the game, and that was it. And now we don't have a cool free-to-play team deathmatch vampires versus humans shooter. Ah well.